so no one can bother me. Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another live commentary. This is one with the chat shut off because I don't want anybody bothering me today. I need some peace and quiet after, I'm seeing the Marvels in a couple of days. This is a 2018 movie, I believe, a 2019 movie that was on Netflix. I got it at the dollar store last year when I finally do a live commentary for it, starring Robbie and Stephen Amell Cousins. Code 8. There's also a sequel coming out, which I'm looking forward to. This is 98 minutes, so let's get started. Yeah, sometimes I'm going to do a chat. I don't want the chat here. I just want to do a podcast without distractions, without having to read everything, because I read so much this year. And not a lot of people know about this movie anyway, but now you will. Sometimes I just want to be in peace. I don't want to be angry all the time and stressed out. I've had a long year, and I don't want to deal with baggage. The year's almost over. 2024, I'm going to do more podcasts of anything I want. The ball is in my court. Unlike some people, I know how to get things done because I'm competent. I know how to get things done. And I'm not afraid of anything. Here's some stock footage. You can still see this on YouTube when it's posted, but I don't need a chat all the time. We're in November, guys. If this was January, I would have let it slide, but we're in November. The year's almost over. I want to move on. Greg Brick. It's a Canadian production since you have two Canadian leads in this. Sometimes I just want to be left alone. I don't want people bothering me. If I'm not answering your Facebook posts, you know why. I'm only answering one, and that's from my sister later because we're on good terms. We get along with each other. We don't get in each other's faces all the time and argue over a freaking hot movie or a show. I know what I'm looking forward to next year. To hell with the SAG strike. It's going to end. Psych. This is similar to the other Netflix movie I saw anyway, Project Power with Jamie Foxx. Spinal fluid. Ugh. It's a good-looking film. And I hope you guys push your clocks back because it's an hour earlier now. The daylight savings time is over. A drone. See, this movie isn't 2.5 hours like some movies that came out this year. Jeff Chan, an Asian director, this. Code 8. Sometimes I'm going to do a commentary without, a chat. I don't always need it. When I started YouTube videos, there was no chat. It was just me talking to a camera. You can leave your comments on later because I know what you guys are going to say. It's the greatest movie ever, blah, blah, blah. I got it. Okay, I got it. I read the same comments like every time on my videos. I want to read something different that's not spam. There's Robbie Amell. I met him. He was chill. I want to take care of myself. I'm not going to get high blood pressure over some stupid opinions. I don't want that. I want to be able to live. I want to live with freedom of disabilities and sickness when I'm older. Got it? It's a fruit. I mean, I can't do any podcasts tomorrow and onward because, again, there's going to be people in my house fixing the roof, so I can't do any podcasts. That's why I won't be on here. That's why this will be my last commentary for a couple days. I need the break. I could review something later, but that's about it. Are you power enabled? I don't have to apologize for being who I am. I'm nothing like a lot of the people on YouTube and Facebook. I'm different. I'm left-handed. I speak my mind, whether it's going to offend people or not. I don't care. If you're always afraid of everything, you're never going to grow as a person. And I'm not going to grow. I'm not going to be a puss bag. We all have to do things to survive. And I'm not going to be, at home all the time. I'm only home today because I have to take care of my dog, my sister's dog that, is part of the family. Because she can't take care of herself. She's an animal. Animals can't take care of themselves unless they're in the wild and they thrive on instincts. There's a drone. Besides, I don't want the Marvel spoiled for me. I've been saying that for months. This is the last MCU movie of 2023. I want to go in with no baggage, no BS, no spoilers, nothing. I want to go in 5 days and just be at peace with myself, because no matter what happens, the MCU will thrive after this. They're already changing the tone. I'm going to be traveling a lot next year, so I won't be doing as many podcasts in 2024 because I have a life. I have a life outside of this home. It's called doing things, going outside, getting some fresh air, not being afraid of the world. I can't be. I'm not. I got COVID and I still survived. That's a sign that I can keep going. I have spoken. Cops. There's always police brutality, no matter what color you are. I got harassed by the police many times just for being someone of color. They stopped me in the middle of the street just for walking. I wasn't even drunk or anything. I was just walking and they stopped me. And then on New Year's Eve in 2006, they pushed me into the crowd. I didn't even do anything. See, people, they act like you have authority that you can put your hands on me. No, don't. You can't just racial profile me. I may be Hispanic, but I'm not stupid. I'm not a incompetent dunce like these Mexicans that are on the corner that drink or whatever. No, I'm not one of them. Yep. Just a cool looking film. This is not as bad as some critics have said it is. Still better than half of the superhero movies that have come out in this decade. Movies that are overly long and they said a superhero movie needs to be 2 hours. This one is not. It's 98 minutes and it's to the point. I don't need every superhero movie to be endgame. That was once in a lifetime. Now every movie wants to be endgame. You'll never be endgame. Never. No matter how long you are. You may be long, but you're boring. A 3 hour Oppenheimer movie is not what people wanted, or Killer of the Flower Moon. Make a good movie under 3 hours, please. Then your movies will make money. Mario, even Megan, that was under 2 hours. Yep, the movies are overly long this year, and it's been a trend since the month of March. I'll say, because January and February the movies were up in the air, but too many of these movies are too freaking long. They are. Make something shorter. You don't need people to sit in the theater with their bladder exploding because the movie has no intermission and is 4 hours too long. Sorry, that's not my jam. If I want to see something 4 hours, I'll see a WrestleMania at home. Yeah, those robots are cool. And there's Sung Kang in a movie that's not 3 hours long, like the last three Fast and the Furious movies. Take that. See, this movie's not sunshine and rainbows. It doesn't have Marvel zingers in it. It's dark. It's like the movie Bright, except less racist and less weird. I can shut off the chat if I want to. I had to do that a lot this year, especially with Little Sims and Film Collector. No, I'm not dealing with minors and freaking people with disabilities that bother me. I don't need that, okay? That's not why I started a YouTube channel for the disabled. I started it to entertain people, no matter what color, race, or age you are, as long as you're legal enough to watch it. Because this is not a channel for children. I've said that many times because that's what they said. Is this video for children? It's not. This is clearly not for kids. It says not rated because it's basically an R. So know what you're getting into before you click on my channel. This has been a long, stressful year for me. Doing podcasts in the basement for 4 months, and then I do to some up here, but some people just don't get it. Black girl. And Robbie Amell pretty much carries this film because Stephen Amell comes later. hmm it's like with celebrities. They don't want you to bother. They don't want you to bother them if they're eating or sleeping or something. Don't bother. I'm going to see Joker 2. I don't care what's in it. I don't care if the movie has a suicide scene. I'm going to go see it because the first one was a near masterpiece. It was a good movie that it was not going to be for everybody. I know that. Seeing it doesn't make me a psychopath because it's been 4 years since Joker came out and I've never killed anybody. All I've killed is bugs because they're pests outside, by the way, and in the house. I don't need BS for next year. I don't want it. I told people to acknowledge me and they will. Show authority and people will take you seriously. Being afraid of everything of a freaking opinion is not. I am a rebel. People don't know what that means. Whatever it takes, yes. I'm nothing like my dad. People say I look like my dad, yet I'm nothing like him. I don't travel the world. I don't that much, and I don't drive yet. And I'm antisocial sometimes. I like to be alone a lot. Why? Because some people bother me. Crowds all the time, it bothers me. When I went to Comic Con this year, too many crowds bothered me because I could barely breathe. I could barely see out of the mask. And then when I bump into people, I'm like, why am I still standing here waiting for something? Thankfully, since 2024 won't be like that. I'm going to go to conventions that are much smaller, that have less people and less clutter, and people that I can afford their autographs and pictures, not $400 a person. No, get out of here. Catherine was worth the $80, but I thought it was $60 for her. But in New York, there's supply and demand. There's Stephen Amell. Arrow. They were both in the DC Arrowverse, but when they knew that it was ending, they left. They knew it was a sinking ship. After Arrow ended, they really should have stopped after the Arrowverse crossover, Crisis on Infinite Earths. It should have ended. Sometimes some things need to end on the right time, because when they end too late, people don't care. It's why all these shows ended so quickly this year, like Naomi and Batwoman and The Flash. They should have ended sooner. Sorry, but they should have. Even Superman and Lois. You know why Tevye hates it? Because it's not the same. Once Jonathan was recast, it was over for me. And they made Lana's daughter gay. I'm like, why? It didn't add anything. LGBT representation doesn't matter in media. Why? Because it's not representation I'm into. It's something that I am against. Do you see any rainbows in this room? Never, because I'm not an LGBT person. I'm not. The only people in that group that I can be next to is somebody that's bisexual, that's a woman. That's it. That's the closest you're ever going to get from my representation. Because people are like, why are you like that? Because I'm not. It's a sinful lifestyle, and I'm not into it. Sorry. That's why I complain so much about why there so many Disney movies that have gay characters in it for no reason except to represent people that don't even watch Disney movies. I don't need it. Got it? Good. I'm not a preachy bastard like some people on Disney or some people at Nickelodeon, a few of them at Nickelodeon. Luna's gay, but she didn't bother me because Sophia Woodard is gorgeous. Yeah, in real life, she's nothing like that. It's a part she plays. And she's talented. She can play the guitar and sing. That already sends me more than any of these other people. In a world that's filled with hate, I don't want to deal with any more of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. My YouTube channel is not for that. I don't preach. I tell like it is. Well, back to the movie. I'm sorry I'm so heated. It's just I've had a long year, guys. 11 months in 2023, and people are just giving me flack for, why are you looking forward to the Marvels? What are you going to look forward to next year? There's plenty I'm looking forward to next year. That is better than anything that I could have gotten this year, where it was just a lot of padding and anger and just, movies that just bored me to death. And movies that were over long in the theater that did not need to be over 2 hours. Some of them could have been an hour and 45 minutes. We got 25 days left of this month because this month is only 30 days. There's 31 days in December. That's 56 days left, and that's it. And the year is donezo. Gotcha. Because it's a movie. It's a movie that has three girls. What is the freaking problem? Were you expecting Captain America to show up? Falcon is coming in as Captain America next year, because when the strike happened and the freaking the pandemic, everything had to be jumbled. That's why there was so much Marvel content. That's why people complaining Marvel's dead, because ever since Endgame they've had no direction, because all of these things overlapped. It's like starting a dominoes, and then you drop it halfway through. You don't even finish the set. You have to you hit it way too soon, and then everything overlaps. That's what happened. A domino effect. You can't rush the cinematic universe. It's just that it didn't work for DC or for the Dark Universe either. I'm just really stressed right now. I need to just breathe. Wait. I need to get some fruit. Yeah, hold on. I'm not gonna pause the movie. Just let it go. They're just driving. I'll be back. I need a little walk. What is it, Ma? It's fine, Ma. Just so we'll do whatever it takes. I don't know what happened to you, but you have to stay again, and just like last month. Some things never change. Yeah, I'm already dealing with enough already. I've dealt with I was sick twice last month, and my mother's sick. So You can't exactly blame me, put all the blame on me, guys. 2023 has been a disaster from the word go. That's why I'm not going to do another podcast for a while, because I need a break. People just said they just want to go on my Facebook to whack it to any picture that I post. I'm not doing that today. I'm not posting anything. I need a break. We're 21 minutes in. I'm going to finish this podcast. So, and then when I'm done, I'm going to go downstairs. That's another Canadian actor. He was in Cool Runnings. That's why I shut off the chat today. I needed a break. Been through enough already. Some people just never learn. Next time I get Halloween candy, I'm going to eat it myself. I'm not sharing it with my mom. She can't digest anything. Next year, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm not. I'm just going to move out on my own if I have to. That way I could live a life without all this stress and all these disabilities in my face. I don't want to get sick again. I got a flu shot just last week. Now I won't get sick in November or December. Next week is going to kick in on the 14th. I'm glad I don't have any diseases. I don't need it. I don't need diabetes or Crohn's disease or colitis or any of that. How much time we have? We're about 25 minutes in. No wonder COVID happened. Everybody can't stay healthy. They have to be touching everything and going out too much. Now I can't watch anything downstairs. I'm gonna have to watch stuff up here. It's fine. Whatever. I gotta throw the garbage out. I'll do it after this. So I don't have to do this later. I'm tired of this year. It's just been nothing but one disaster after another. Up next November, there is no Marvel movie, so people don't have to complain about it in the freaking chat or on my YouTube channel. Exactly. I'm not wasting my talents. I have a YouTube channel, I have a voice, and I'm going to be heard no matter what the cost. I don't need to carry other people's burdens anymore. I knew this was going to happen. It always happens. Just because some people can't control their urges to eat sweets. Well, I'm going to get rid of the sweets in the house this week. I'm going to get rid of them because I'm not. We don't need any more candy in this house. It's Halloween was over days ago. So Robbie Amell proved that he's not just a comedic actor like what he started on True Jackson and the Scooby Doo films. He also can be dramatic as well, and Steven as well. You know, you can't protect this world from everybody. You can't. You can't treat every woman like they got need a shield. Sometimes you can protect them, and sometimes you can't. It's just the way life is. If I could have protected my mom from illness, I would have done that years ago. But no, some people don't listen. They always have to stress over everything. That's why I'm not going to get sick because I'm not stressing over nothing. I'm going to go see the Marvels and I'm coming out of the theater alive and well and with my sanity intact. Because when I saw the Mario movie, I was sick with a cold because these idiots thought it was a good idea for me to sweat outside and be, with that costume and then go into a freezing hallway without protection. Yeah, that won't happen next year. Some people just can't control their urges. No, I'm going to make sure that there's no more sweets in the house until Thanksgiving because I'm like, yeah, all I'm eating on Thanksgiving is pumpkin pie for a sweet, nothing else. No chocolate, no candy, just pumpkin pie and a pumpkin spice juice that I can juice that pumpkin that's in my room that I've been keeping since before Halloween. So we're almost 30 minutes in. Yeah, I know nobody's watching, but again, because they didn't know about it and I shut the chat off. I need a break. I don't have to talk to somebody every day. I just need a break. I don't get enough breaks this year. I don't want to pause the movie because then it'll end at like 12:30. I don't have time. I have to just get this done, and then tomorrow no podcast. I was supposed to do Frozen tomorrow, but because they're coming into this house, I can't let that happen. They're not brothers; they're cousins, but they look a lot alike. He's doing his arrow voice, but it works. I know. I know the feeling. I pushed the clock back and I'm like, it's not going to matter because there's some people that never learn their lesson. Never. No matter how much time we get back. No. And I don't want to read subtitles for Echo next week year. I don't care. I don't want to read subtitles. I said that when I was months ago when I didn't review any movies that were foreign to the month of in the month of October, because I'm like, I don't like reading. I read books, comics, and maybe a manual or something, but I don't read subtitles. I don't do that anymore. I do that I barely do it. When the pandemic happened, I had to survive. I didn't crawl into a hole in a corner and hide like everybody else did. No, I didn't. I went out. I wore a mask. I got vaccinated a year later, and I still get vaccinated to this day so I can stay alive. So I don't get another stomach flu like I did back in October. The year's almost over, and it's not raining today, right? Let me just check the weather because the chat's off. So I want to check the weather. 57 degrees. That's not too bad. That's actually not bad. It's not gonna be that cold this week. The coldest is gonna be is Wednesday. It's gonna be 54, but it's gonna be six. It's gonna be 60. Yeah, normal people. Yeah, they have force powers. Like a Jedi. Except this doesn't look stupid like the Rise of Skywalker. This came out the same year as that, and this movie's an hour shorter. See, you don't need to be over 2 hours. If you're not telling an epic story, don't make it 2 hours. This movie's basically like a few minutes longer than the Mario movie. Does it need to be 2 hours? No. I'm fine with it being 98 minutes. Every movie this year, even Scream 6 was too long. 2 hours? Why is a Scream movie 2 hours? The original Halloween wasn't 2 hours. It was like an hour and 40, I think. It wasn't 2 hours. The first Halloween. They got electrical hands like the Sith Lords. Yeah, we're about 35 minutes in. Yeah, because like I said, 2024, how am I supposed to get through that year when it's a leap year and people complaining it's going to be just like 2020? No, it won't be. 2020 was a travesty that will never happen again. But next year, it's not going to be a travesty. Bad things are going to happen in this world. It's not my problem anymore. I donate blood. That's the best I'm going to do to save lives now because I can't be in the army. I'm too old. Once you're past 35, you can't be in the army or the navy anymore. Her hands are turning blue like she's Doctor Doom or something. Yeah, it's weird. I don't hide when I got sick. I have to tell people because I'm like, it's not something that you keep a secret. We're 36 minutes in. Because, like I said, I know I'm being serious. It's just that I'm not playing around, guys. My life is not sunshine and roses like you people think it is. I have problems with my weight. Yeah, I do. I'm losing weight, but I still have a long way to go. It's been a long, long year, and you guys don't know what I went through. Now they're robbing banks. See, they're not heroes. And the lights are out. That's probably what that's probably what they're gonna use when cops are no longer needed in cities. They're gonna use drones to arrest people. Watch, or robots. We're all being replaced by machines anyway, so I already know that. I'm throwing out the sweets after this is over. I don't want them anymore. Hmm. It's not my fault that every time I plan something, it goes to crap because some other people have to get sick in this house, or other people have to get hurt, or we have to be doing construction out of nowhere. That's why I'm going out tomorrow because I can't deal with this. I'm gonna go out. I need the exercise anyway. I don't have to say what movie I'm doing. Nowadays that people think that they can figure me out. They can't. I'm sorry. I'm unpredictable. I'm unpredictable. What I say and do, you're not going to see it coming. Next year, you're not going to see it coming. Also, this movie didn't have a $200 million budget, which is fine. I don't need everything to look like a freaking video game. Sounds like a Michael. It sounds like a not a Michael Bay, like a Rob Zombie movie, just shorter. 41 minutes. The guy's a shapeshifter. Gotcha. Yep, there's blood in this movie. It's not a kid's film. At least it's got a physical media release. No special features, just the DVD itself. 42 minutes. We're almost 45 minutes in. We're about halfway through the film. See, short. I don't need to do podcasts that are 4 hours long. Endgame, I'm going to try to do it next week. If I can't, I'll do it at the end of the year. I'm not going to spend New Year's Eve with other people. I want to be alone. I don't want anybody bothering me. It's on a Sunday, and I don't need to hear anything. This looks like Kim Coates, but it's not him. It's another actor. Because it's a Canadian production. You can tell that's why the streets are cleaner than in America. It's 11 o'clock already. Yeah, movie's almost over. So once it's over, I'll go downstairs. I know. Can't wait till next year. We'll have a new year that won't suck compared to some of the other years in this decade so far, where they have been horrible. Like 2020 didn't start off as the deadly year until we got to March. Then everything went to hell after that. Being locked in our homes like a bunch of rabid animals. Yeah, she's a healer. Well, she's the opposite of Rogue. Instead of stealing the power, she heals. Yep, she healed his arm. Mm-hmm. Really? Yeah, he could have needed stitches for that arm, and she just touched him in a few seconds. It healed. She turns things to ice like Elsa. No one dies this fast. I'm not going down like that. I'm not going to get no tumor. I'm keeping my brain away from all this negativity of Marvel. When I see the movie, I'm going to say my pros, cons, and my overall thoughts Friday night. That's it. And I'm not going to get stoned for it. I shut the chat off so nobody can bother me. Yeah. It's, Sun Kang is not in the film that much because he was filming Fast and the Furious 9. Because this was before Fast 9. Fast 9 was 2021. There we go. This has been a hard year. If my family just would listen to me and stop eating things they're not supposed to, this wouldn't happen. Just saying, guys. Just saying. But no one ever wants to listen to me. That's why I'm the only one healthy in my family. Everybody else is old and sick, or I have a dog that's like 9 years old now. She just turned 9 last month. Hmm. Exactly. These people. You mean these mutants? You saw a cartoon. We're almost done. People don't know what I've been through. That's why I'm not going to go on Facebook today. I'm not. Been through enough already. You could tell this was done before COVID because people are touching each other in the face. Almost an hour in. Hmm. Yeah, he should be. I mean, DC at least used them as much as they could, and the show finally ended. It didn't last 10. It didn't last 30 years. We're 55 minutes in. We're almost an hour in. It's a good looking film too for what the budget that they had. That 360 shot is pretty cool. I'm seeing the Marvels no matter what happens because I have to go see it. I'm not missing this for anything. We're almost done. We're in the third act of the film, and it goes by pretty quick. It doesn't slow down to a crawl like some of these movies that have recently come out. They have to have subplots that go nowhere and added characters that don't add anything. They just pad up the running time. There they go. We're an hour in. Made it to an hour. COVID masks. There's a drone. They have force powers. They're just robots. An hour and 3 minutes in. Check my Gmail. Yep, but he killed them. Yep, they're all dead. I knew she was gonna get sick again. I knew it. Because something always happens in this house. Yeah. An hour and 5 minutes in. Yep, the black guy's dead. No, I'm glad they didn't show it. Just like Disney this year. Charge him. An hour and 10 minutes in. The news is nothing but depression. That's why I hate seeing it. An hour and 13 minutes. I haven't drank any water. Let me drink some water because the movie's almost over. So it's been a long, long year, guys. You don't know what I've been through. Josh thinks my life is a living is sunshine and rainbows. It's not. All I got left is 1 month left, and then goodbye 2023. I don't want to remember this year. I don't talk about this year. I just move on. Yep, a raid. We're almost done. Let me put the arrow right here. So when it's over, I'll just shut it off. Mm. Around the eye. There we go. Done. See, they use force powers. It's done less stupid than in the sequel trilogy. An hour and 21 minutes. We're almost done. I don't know why you're saying we. It's just me on the camera, but there's some people watching. So the few of you that are watching, thank you. I just needed the chat to be off. I've had a very rough year, and I wanted to do a podcast happy, but I'm just really tired, and I needed a break from all the drama on the internet. That's why I'm not going to go on Facebook today. Good effects for this time. It's emotional. Why do superhero films have to kill off the parents so much? They either get murdered or die of an illness or something. It's depressing. Yeah, this movie, that's why I don't watch it that much because it's very depressing. And I've had a depressing freaking year. That's why I'm not doing another film like this. And the end game is not that depressing. I know people say, "Oh, because Iron Man dies at the end," but it's a great spectacle with really good emotional beats, laughter, crying, and even joy at the end. Tony's death was not for nothing. Here it's like, oh, the mom dies just so that so he can have loss. Again, I've seen this done many times with Peter Parker and Miles and a bunch of other characters that they lose somebody that they care about. It's too much. At least it's almost over, so I don't have to do a podcast tomorrow, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Yep, dramatic fade out. I got no one to post today anyway. There really isn't nobody. Later this week, I have Jade, Petty John, and some others, but I'm not gonna just post just to post. And that was the movie. An hour and 29 minutes. You see, it's short. It was an hour and 29 minutes. It wasn't 2 hours long. I don't want to suffer for 2 hours or 3 hours. An hour and 29 minutes is good enough for a movie like this. I didn't want to suffer too long. So thanks for joining me, the few that you watched, because I had shut the chat off. But for my next live commentary, I'll put the chat on. I'm just not going to do it tomorrow because I need some time off. Because I might do a review, but I'm not going to do another live stream for a couple of days because of what happened. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. And